Okay guys, let's take with the responsive grid. Okay, see what is responsive grid. So our website what we are creating, that is completely the same website we are creating for tab and as well as mobile. Okay, the same website should be compatible for same for all the devices like mobile, desktop and tab. So already we have created here some website we have already here, or taking with a new document here. Just open Figma, create a new design file, and please make it a guidelines very perfectly guys. Take the frame tool here, and first of all take the desktop, and we are just taking a desktop here, the desktop size, and we just taken a desktop size, and take the one more size. Just click it the other frames and take the tablet and take it any one tablet here and select తీసుకునే tablet కాదు, it's mini tablet. Okay, just as usual and takes one more frame for iPhone, anything. And we have two types of views guys, one is horizontal view and second one is vertical views. And check it here, and whenever we are taking the any web page, when we are creating any web page, we have to give the space for both sides like horizontally and vertically. So first of all, working with horizontally, if you are taking with the 20 pixels beside of this width to the left side, and we have to give the same width to the right side also. Select with the start with desktop version, select this one and make it with layout grid option, and click it here and change the type of the grid, make it with rows or columns. For websites, always we have to work with websites or mobile apps or any tab we are working. Always we have to work with column grid layout only, and this column grid layout working with almost the desktop we are working with 12 column grid layouts, and we are keeping the stretch here. We are keeping the left, right, and center, and make it stretch. And make it with the right, center, left or stretch. These are the options we are creating. So if we clip it a left, we can see the left, right, center, and make it stretch. And always we are working with margin. So I told you to give the left side and right side margin, no, and select this. If we keep it 50, what happened? We can see the left side and right side of margins. The both sides we can see the same spacing between the left side and right side. Okay, and we have a gutter here. See, the margins will completely based on your containers. Okay, what the containers you are taking. So what is exactly the container? Open the Figma again, take any website. When you taking any containers now guys, select this one. This is one container, and this is one container, and this is one container, and this is one container. Based on your containers we are creating the margin sizes. Okay, so we are giving 50 size. Why means, if you take this website, so select the any layer guys here, select this one and make it some yellowish and make it with 50%. See the container guys, the starting to ending the container is completely, the width and heights are fixed or not. See, so this we call as containers. The containers automatically we can fix the containers, and the containers work with completely the consistency, the same consistency, the text, objects and everything. And how can we specify the containers, guys? See, basically the containers has no standards, guys. Some of the people will work with some of the standards. Some website will do like 1120 point for desktop containers. Okay, so if you select this one in this particular project, when you're taking a desktop, the size of 1440 by 2528 size, like 1440 is the width. So in that particular width, we are given that 1120 for desktop containers. Suppose if you click it here, and what is the size of this? And if you click it this one, what is the size of this? And what you can click in this one, what is the size of this? So that's why I just created that's why I'm showing this container very perfectly. See, this is completely 1120 containers. Okay, so this is not a particular size, guys. Okay, some of the companies are using 1120 or 1440 and like 1180. So based on their projects and based on their designs, like the projects, they'll use the separate of containers. Okay, but in this project we are using 1120 for desktop containers. And here for tab, what we are creating for a tab container 680 points for this particular container and 358 pixels for mobile app containers. And this we are using for 12 column grid, and this we are using 8 column grid, and this we are using for 4 column grid containers. Okay, anything else? Select this one, and if you select this container, and you can check the container width. What is the size of the width? 1340. So let's take with the again desktop and open the layout grid containers sections using the columns, and use the stretch option and make it with 12 column grids and working with margins. How much? 50. So that's why the container has came like, select this one 1340. If you give some more containers, suppose click it here, make it with the containers and using with 80. So what happened? 1280. So again select this one and make it the grid containers, click it using with 120, guys. 1200. What I told for the 1120 for desktop containers. So select this one and make it, keep it 160. For that particular containers area. So when you creating this containers, guys, this is very clear. So, and what about the gutter? What about the gutter, guys? Here we have the gutter 20. So let's take with the gutter 32. So if you take an icon, if you're taking the icon sizes, like what is the sizes of icon? 24, 32, 16, like this it will be there. So like that, the gutter value will be the in between 32. So the same size when we creating here, and select this one and make it this container. So this is very perfect for 1120. So now we are working with completely horizontally. Then what about the vertical grid? Okay, what is the size of the vertical grid? Select this one. Again, click it here, the layout grid again, one more, and take it the again one more section. Make it the rows. So I just given the count. Suppose we have how many rows we have? 5 rows. The count is 5 rows. I'm just giving 500. Top, make it top, make it bottom, make it center, make it stretch. So the stretching is not visible. So make it bottom or make it top. So 500 count we have taken, and we are giving the top height and gutter. Gutter we can take it as a 16. Why means already we have taken there 32. But here we are taken half of the part of gutter. So if you take 1000, make it 1000. Sir, why sir we are taken 1000 rows? So it is very flexible. Why means when you selecting the desktop and making with the height, what happened? It is coming or not, guys? So if you increase the height, we can see, suppose if we take it 2500, the rows are adding or not. Okay, so that is the responsive layout we are working. Okay, and select this one. So that is the difference between responsive grid as column wise, horizontally and vertically. Select this one. I take it 8. Select this one, and when you take any element here or any object here, select this grid layout. So take the object here, now drag it here. So how the grid it is showing with 80 pixels, 56 pixels, 48 pixels, 32, 48, 56, 72. Like this we are seeing very perfectly using with this grid layout. So having this grid layout, we are creating our objects elements very perfectly. And see, whenever you taking the grid layouts, it's showing very clear, no? See, like this, and you can take a duplicate also. So we have some section. There is a section of grid layout. So that's why when we creating any objects, perfectly we are creating. Okay, select this one and select this one. So this is the thing. Suppose when you creating this one, what happening, guys? See, the responsive is working or not. I'm just showing the grid layout only today. Okay, the concept is only the grid layouts, how we creating the grid layouts. Okay, and we already work with column grid, already we work with row grid. Okay, now select this one and make it selection these two elements, copy the layout grids and select this one and paste the layouted column grids for tab. Select this one and change the sorry Control C and Control V. And I told you guys, And when we creating a desktop version, it is a 12 column grid, and when we working with a tablet, what is the column grid? It's 8 column grid. And create a margin, like select this one, like make it 45 margin or make it 32 margin. So when you're creating a 32 margin, and what is the 680 points. Suppose if you take it this one, make it a column grid, 680 points. So select this one and make it select this one and go to the 8 column grids. And what about the gutter, guys? Already when we taking 32 the gutter value in the previously, like for desktop, and here what we have to create 16 for gutter value. There is a 32 for desktop, and for tab how much we have to take it? 16. We have to less the 50% of size, so that's why we have to cut off to half of the part. So 16 is the gutter value, and 32 will be the margin value, and 8 will be the count value. So then only we can get the 680 points for the tab containers. Okay, anything down? Clear? And same thing, select these two things here for tab, select these two things, copy, select here and make it Ctrl V paste, and select this one and make it with the rows 4 column grid. And what about the margin, guys? 16 exactly. Why 16 points? Half of the part. So it's recommendations actually that will be recommended. Some persons, like some scenarios, like some people use, some designers use 24 points also. Okay, it's based on the project and based on the designing view. Okay, and but our recommendations work with completely 16 points margin. And what about the gutter? So why we have to use the 8 gutter?
We need to make half again.
So 16 margin and 16 margin will be available. Why means, so already we have taken the 16 margin here, and this is also a container for mobile. So we can use 16, and some people will use 8 gutter also. Okay, but anything we can take it, and you can select this one and make it here. It's 358 to mobile app containers. So like this we can create the responsive grid. So when you select this one, guys, select this one, and just I'm showing the grid only. Why means it is a stretchable, no? Select this one. Yeah, we can change it. Select this one and make it, click it here. You can change the color grid also. Okay, and directly we can select this one and make it the grid system. So is it moving or not? So this is called a responsive view. Okay, and select this one and you can check it this one also. It is moving or not? Transforming or not?
Yes.
Yeah, this we call as a responsive grid. So like this we can take the responsive grid. But mainly the responsive grid alignments and everything should be very perfectly. Okay, checking one second. So I can select this one, and for desktop, iPad and phone. Select this one and make it, and I can make it a responsive layout. But we have the object, we can take one object here into the container. Okay, now take this container and select this container perfectly. So I would like to move this container for 5 minutes. Select this one and make it, if you move this container for 1 pixels, okay, and 1 pixel I can move it. So sir, I would like to move these pixels. If you hold shift key, and I can move this pixel from this object for 10 pixels. Okay, sir, I would like to create a nudge for this one. I would like to create 20 pixels at a time for this object. So when you take this one, create a quick actions. Okay, go to the quick actions here, click it and make it nudge. And when we create a nudge amount, suppose if you want to go for a 25 pixels, move it now. 25 pixels it is moving. Okay, and select this one, make it again nudge amount. If you take with 50 pixels, see, is it moving for 50 pixels or not? So we can fix the issue like this. Suppose sir, the object is there, I would like to move the object for 1 pixel only. So select this one and make it the nudge amount, click it here, make it the small nudge will be the normal, like moving with the arrow keys, like 1 pixel, like this. Okay, then what about the nudge amount? With a big nudge amount, we have to use the this big nudge. For this big nudge we have to use shift key. So if you take with 10 pixels and select this one, hold shift key and use 10 pixels for this one. Okay, and if you give the nudge amount some 100 pixels and use shift key, shift arrow keys, like left side and right side. So when you're taking any container guys from here to here, so this is a perfect grid layout using with the containers, and select this any container here and using any key here and keeping the containers very perfectly using this grid keys. So use the grid system very perfectly and check the make it some analysis from other YouTube channels or other layouts or any other web pages also. Please check the responsive layouts, how the responsive layouts are working and how the grid systems are working. Please check it once and practice more on the particular grid system. Okay, and this is only the grid layouts I am explaining guys, and this is one type of topic for responsive desktop, iPad and mobile. So like this we have to use the grid system. See, generally sir, we are keeping 12 column grid. How we can keep the 12 column grid? Using with desktop and make it with layout grids, 12 columns, using with margins and gutters, and horizontally we are working, and vertically we are creating some rows and keeping the top and making the heights and creating some grids. So we can change the horizontal color and we can change the vertical color also. So when you are creating any grid layouts, please make it some gray color only. Okay, so when you creating any gray color, so it won't be affect to the your design. Clear? Will you practice guys? Please check the grid layouts. Anything doubts? Tell me.
So even after changing the grid color into darker colors, why are they very low in opacity?
Okay, decreasing the opacity. So yes, we can change, means already it is in the opacity down only. So click it here and make it the color, and what is the opacity? 10 pixels. So by default it has been taken 10 pixels. If you give 100 pixels, so like that we have to check the responsive grid system. Okay, please check it guys, and this will be the good concept. Hope you understand. Please be practice. Thank you guys and have a great day.
Can we remove the grids after that?
Yeah, we can remove the grids. Select this one and we can remove the grids now. We can remove the this all the things, like what is the 12 column grid? Keep it 0. So after completing the project you can remove your grid system. Okay, that's great thing, guys, and have a great day. And it will be help you more, I think. So practice the grid system, but when you're working any project, please maintain the grid system like this and use the containers like this. So when you using these containers like this, you know, no need to keep a guidelines here. Directly the grid system will help you more. The containers, how the containers is coming from the header part, body section, and in this body section, in this container, we can keep it again. Guys, see here how the grid system we are working. See, I can keep it here like this. Like this we can create, or we can create like this, or we can create like this. The containers is going clear now, so the grids is helping more now. That's why the container system will help you more, and the containers are very important. So this session work with for responsive, grid system for UI design. We can call as a UX design also. Thank you guys, and have a great day.